Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. And as I promised last week, today we're going to make smoothies. The base of our smoothie is a nut milk, and you can really use any kind of nut milk that you want. But I have here today, I have an almond milk, and we made this. If you're not sure how to get your base started, go ahead and look back at one of our other videos. This is the recipe of 2 cups of almond milk, or 2 cups of almonds rather, soaked overnight in filtered water and combined with double that, if you will, at least 4 cups of water, but I prefer to do 6 cups of water. And that just sort of balances out the amount of nutrition and fat that you're getting in your milk. So this is 2 cups of almonds to 6 cups of water, but you can vary that any way that you want to. So this is going to be our base, and I like to use this base for our smoothies. You can use a cashew milk too, it's a little bit quicker to make, rather than what you hear a lot of people making smoothies with, which is milk or yogurt or some other base that is probably not as good for you, and many people have problems with lactose, so this is a great way, if you can tolerate the nut milks, to get a good nutritious base. So we'll put that in our Vitamix, and you can really go by what's best for you. I will usually do 2 cups of milk, but if I'm conserving, I'll do 1 cup of milk and 1 cup of water. And I'll go ahead and put 2 cups of milk in today. And then as we get going, putting our ingredients in, if I feel like it's a little bit too thick, then I'll just add a little bit of filtered water from the sink. So that's our 2 cups of almond milk, and that's our base. And really, you can follow this recipe, or you can just get creative and come up with your own recipes. This one was donated to us by our health coach, Jessica Wagner, and this one calls for a half of an avocado. But depending on your dietary needs and your personal health goals, you might do more than that, you might do less than that. So that gives us a half of an avocado, and that's a rather large avocado. So, you know, for a small avocado, you maybe add a little bit more. And today, for our vegetables, yes, vegetables in a smoothie. And so do you taste them, or are they distracting? No, they just add nutrition, they add beautiful color. This is a few strips of red pepper, so I'm just putting that in. And this is the equivalent of maybe about a half of a carrot. So yes, vegetables in your smoothie. It's a nice way to get your vegetables in. Now, in addition to that, I'm putting cucumber in. And usually I'll cut this into at least a few strips, because the Vitamix can be a little bit fussy with the cucumber. Sometimes it'll get caught in the blades, so I'll cut this up sometimes a little bit. And for our sweet, whereas many people that I talk to have several fruits in their smoothie, this is the only sweet thing we're putting in. I just have a green apple. Now, knowing that the Vitamix is very powerful, yes, you can put the whole apple in, core and seeds and all. I just choose to go ahead and cut it up. And then for our green, and you can do up to 3 different greens, I'm just doing spinach today, and I'm taking a nice handful of spinach and I'm putting that in. And if I've washed too much, I'll use that later for something else. And what I'll do is put the lid on, and we'll go ahead and blend it up. If it doesn't blend as well as I want it to, then I'll come by with the tamper and damp it down. So I'll turn that on. So what I like to do is take a look at it, and this is rather thick, so you can always add a little bit of water. I love to add a little bit of cinnamon to my smoothies. It just gives it such a nice little ending and a sweetness. So I like to put a little bit of cinnamon in, and then I'll turn the blender back on, and then we'll meet up again in a minute and package it up so that we can take it on the go. Just looking at the consistency, it's a little bit thicker than I like, so I'm just adding a little bit of filtered water. And again, if you're trying to stretch this out, you can add a lot more or you can do less. I'll turn it on quickly. And we are ready to enjoy this delicious smoothie. And what I like to do is I like to make this in the evening or in the afternoon if I'm working in the evening, and then I'll just package it up in these great little tall mason jars. And realistically, you might be able to get 2 meals out of this, or you might be pairing this with something else. but this is definitely a nutritious meal. And just look back at that, at all the vegetables and the fruit and all the nutrition that you have in there, and you've got your smoothie to go. I thank you for joining us, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time for our baked root vegetables.